So up till now, what we have done is we just, tried to create some org structure. And yesterday, we were trying to have the ERP to EWM integration, wherein we were checking the first aspect, configure SAP EWM specific parameters. So let me continue from there itself. So there are a couple of open points here, okay, and it will just increase. So today the agenda for this session will be to have an integration. Okay, let's before the end of the first week, let's try to see something happening in the EWM system. So I'll go to SPRO FI under integration. We're trying to do this for our warehouse. Which is YOG. Okay, so there are a couple of fields, okay, which we need test data to understand the actual applications. So I will just put that as open points. Okay. Unchecked deliveries. We'll come back to all these things later. I'm putting here in open points so that we don't want to miss anything as we proceed ahead. As I told you, today the agenda will be to see something in EWM. Okay, before the end of the first week and before you guys go for a 2 days break, let us see the EWM also. Okay, so what is this field? Batch determination in EWM via batch attribute replication. So I will put all this points as open items wherein we will definitely see the application of each of these fields. Okay, but for that we need some test data, for which we need to do first the integration. This is again GR for EWM. Okay, I'll just maintain all the blank settings. Okay, I will not take this, I will not take this, I will not take this. This is only one. Okay, there is a blank and there is this one, so nothing quite significant here to understand, but basically it tells us the communication between the S4HANA and the EWM system. Okay, it can be based on two methods. One is QRFC, other is SOA. I'm not aware of what is SOA. I think the full form will be service oriented architecture, but I have not actually practiced that. But it is clearly okay telling us here if we want to integrate this with an external WM system. Okay, so I think if we select the decentral WM over here, then it makes sense, okay, to have the SOA. Then it makes sense to have a blank value over here. Okay, but yes, as I told you, I am yet to practice this. So let us also put that as an open point. Suppose in the future, if we try to mimic a external WM system, okay, then we will try to see that as well. Okay, so I'll just put some comments here as well. Try to test this with, what is this? Reference to external warehouse management. Try to test with the central WM in reference to external warehouse system and use SOA for this field, which is blank. Okay. So we will try to see this in the future. So how will I do this? Just an idea. For the external warehouse system, okay, I will just create a logical system, okay, using some partner profile concepts, okay, using WE20. Okay, I'm not sure on that, and I don't want to venture right now. Okay, so if much, then we will not be able to, see the magic in EWM. Okay, and it will become very boring. So I'm just putting this in the open points. We'll take that later. Then this is also done. Delivery change again. ERP can change delivery after distribution. So as we know, okay, that sorry, I'm assuming that we know. Okay, as we understand from the description over here, when the deliveries are distributed from the S4HANA to the EWM system, those cannot be changed. Okay, so let me just show you one example here. What this field means. Okay, it cannot be distributed. Some settings are deleted. So let me create an outbound delivery. So now this delivery is distributed to the WMS. If I try to display this delivery and if I go in the change mode, okay, here I can do the changes, okay, because for this particular warehouse, okay, let me show you. Here this is ticked, okay. So if I untick this now, okay, and again I try to create one more delivery. Okay, so this is the new delivery after we have changed that settings of delivery change. And if I again go in display, okay, and see what message we see. Delivery was distributed, therefore display only, okay. So the setting over here directly, the setting over here, okay, this setting directly controls what we can do once the delivery is distributed to the EWM. Why is this feature given? Because it makes sense, right? If the warehouse has already started, planning of this and some operations of, say, this is an outbound delivery, okay? So they have actually, assigned some resources for this delivery, which is sitting in some queue. And those resources are maybe, have started working, like picking operations. Then we don't want to again, from the S4HANA or from the ECC system, change the delivery, okay? Change can be anything, reducing the quantity, increasing the quantity, deleting the delivery, okay? So we need a commitment, okay? So like, for example, in layman's term, if you're ordering some goods from Amazon, okay, sometimes, okay, they say that, cash on delivery is not available for some products, okay, or maybe some season, which is a very peak season, okay, you will see that, this cash on delivery option would be disabled, because at that point of time, for that product, okay, say in the Christmas, which is just gone, the trees, okay, those Christmas trees, okay, definitely there is a high demand for all those kind of products during the season. So if you try to place an order, okay, during that time, okay, uh, we would not want uh, further changes, okay. So at some points of time we would need a definite commitment. So somehow, okay, this concept is linked to this, okay, but the technical parts I explained you, okay, what will happen on this stick with an example. Now here one more important thing is in the SAP. So okay, what I will write, what will be the open item is list So I will have to actually debug, or I will have to see the help document, list down all the various stages in the what is that, in the operations, okay, in the operations, till which the distributed delivery can be changed in S4HANA. What it means, I will tell you. Okay. So in S4HANA. So here, this is one very good, learning topic for us. So what I'm saying is, if I again, click on this delivery change, okay, and I save it, okay. So this is a customizing, okay. And again, I create a one delivery /n VL01N, okay, save for 10 pieces and save it. Now, at this point of time, if I go in the change mode, yes, it will delivery not yet synchronized with the remote system. Okay, no problem. Let me see. Display is fine. Let us now go. Okay. So here, at least now I can change. And what message I am getting is warehouse processing is planned to start on 4th of Jan at 10:30. Okay. This is a clear-cut message, I am getting that, if you're planning to change this delivery boss, then, it is telling me that, this operations would be starting in the warehouse at this particular date and time. Okay. So beware. Now what I will do is, if I go into the delivery transaction in the EWM, and if I just select this delivery, okay, and I execute. Now what I'll do is, at least at this point of time, I can change, right? So let me go back. No, let me again go in the change, just to be sure that I can change this delivery. Yes, at this point of time, I can. Now let's go back. Let me do just a creation of a warehouse task, okay, for this. We will come into that later, okay? What is a warehouse task? What is a warehouse order? No need to worry on those things, okay? But now what I have done is, I have just initiated the first step in my warehouse management solution, which is, creating of some tasks and orders for the delivery. Now, if I try to change it, let us see. See, warehouse processing has started. See the log for restrictions. Okay. So what will happen is, we have to, it will allow the changes. Okay. If we tick this, okay. If we tick this, it's not that, it's a unconditional allowing of delivery changes. Okay. It will allow till some aspect. Okay. Which is beautiful. Now you might be faced with some, requirements here when you are, working for the client, or maybe in the interview also, this question could become, okay, coming to you. So they might say that till the warehouse order is created, standard SAP EWM is allowing us to change the delivery. But I want to ensure that delivery changes are allowed. Okay, so I'm the business requirement is to give more flexibility to the order management system, saying that till the stock is in my warehouse, okay, till the picking, packing operations are also happening, okay, before I have shipped, okay, till that point of time I want to allow. And I am not sure, as I told you, I have not worked on an EWM project earlier, but this is just, you know application or connectivity which I'm trying to use, okay, from my experience of, whatever 14 years I have worked in the SAP industry. This, everything is quite logical, guys. So we have to think, we don't have to treat this SAP as a, like a quite a very complex, thing. Okay, we have to have our basics correct. Okay, so think logically. So it is possible, right, that the order management system client asks you, okay, we want to change the delivery, okay, till the uh, products are shipped out of the warehouse. So this can be a requirement. Now what will I do? Okay, I'll simply do a Google delivery, and I'm sure I will get a, lots of blogs. Delivery changes to be allowed in ECC, or okay, till products are shipped. SAP EWM also I'll write. See, change SAP ERP delivery after replication to SAP EWM. Okay. From help.sap also we are getting some information. What it is saying, this feature enables you to change an outbound delivery in ERP after it has already been replicated to EWM. If you open an ERP outbound delivery in edit mode, the system checks, see in the background what is happening on the VL02N transaction. Okay, so what has happened is this transaction, okay, /n VL02N. Okay, in the background, whenever we click on this enter, okay, if see, I'll tell you. Now here we are, okay. If I actually activate a debugger, okay, I will not be able to tell you exactly, but just trying to, help you understand how the systems work, okay, mainly the SAP. If I activate the debugger and if I enter here, okay, internally the code will check somewhere, okay, what fields, like what is, that document saying on the help.sap, what it is saying. If you open an SAP ERP outbound delivery in edit mode, that means this is VL02N. The system will check which fields you can change without harming the process in EWM. Okay. So this is like which fields you can change. That is the first thing. But till what stage? That is what our requirement is. Okay. Fields that are not related to EWM are changeable according to the standard rules. Okay. In ERP. You can change SAP EWM related details depending on the processing status in EWM. See, processing status, right? See, I'll show you what it means, which actually technical fields, okay, it is checking in this. So let me go to PRDO again. Let me tell you something about the EWM delivery. What is the status that they are referring to? Actually, in the background, what they are checking, okay? So there is something called a status, okay, here. And this is the status, okay? These are the different statuses. It is coming from the status profiles. Okay, we will touch all these things later, but just for your understanding, I'm telling you. Here it will check one of these status types, okay? Delivery creation, no. Plant picking, some statuses or a combination of statuses it will check in the code, okay? And then see, depending on the processing status it is saying, okay? So where is the processing status? Okay, they might be referring to one of these statuses as the processing status, which we are not sure, okay, because it is just a generic uh, documentation for this concept, not exactly the TSD or the FSD. So you can change the details such as quantity or batch, see, until the warehouse task is created. You can change the means of transport until the transportation unit is created. Okay. Such a wonderful thing. You can change texts until the outbound delivery is created. Okay. We don't even need to debug. Okay. Everything is written here. But now see, transportation unit we have not activated. That's why it is completely grayed out. Okay. Even after the warehouse task is created. And so this is, and like, we can see the application component. Okay. This is also critical. So suppose if you want to, search for the package or something like that to see the, which methods or function modules. So here we can make use of this. Effects on customizing. Okay. Is this concept clear, guys?
Yes.
So what we, tell me.
Yes, clear.
No, I have a little bit doubt. It will applicable for both inbound and outbound or only outbound because
Both. It
small
will be
confusion.
applicable for both.
Oh,
Okay. So now here what we have to, do, okay, maybe in the subsequent sessions or, later in the downstream, we will actually, once, we have all the setups, like, transportation unit is also set up, yard management and everything. We will try to come back to this point. Okay. That's why I have all these points are open. Okay. So status I will write. Okay. One more column I will add here. Status. Okay. And I'm sure that this will stay open forever because no one gets time to, look back. But yes, this is the intent of this, sessions. This is one of the intents as well, to have a dedicated, you know, time slots every day to contribute to our learning. So this is also good field. Now what I will do is in the settings, I will simply debugger. Here I'll for the new warehouse, I will allow delivery change. Okay. Let's just allow delivery change. Selection by contents. Let us delete this. And now the last field is serial number decentralized. Serial numbers in decentralized warehouse management. Allow serial numbers in decentralized WMS. I was speaking to one of my friends 2 weeks back, and what he was saying was, uh, I don't remember, but whom I was speaking to. But yeah, the application of this serial number. So, say for example, a product is shipped from China. Okay, you have ordered one, say, mobile device. Okay, in China, from China. It's a MI Redmi phone. Okay, and you have ordered it from India. So the transport happened, everything okay. In China, it would be supplied by the MI company, Xiaomi. Okay, they would be having their own systems. Here we are getting it through Flipkart. Flipkart is having their own systems. Here finally you are taking it. Now next is you are going to US. Okay, suppose using that mobile phone. In US, you are trying to, you got some issues in that phone and you want to, I'm not sure, I'm not sure about this scenario, but I'm just trying to, tell you how the serial numbers comes in handy when there are multiple systems and multiple complex processes involved. Okay, so this actually tries to give us a unique identity for each product. Okay, unlike the batch wherein we have a lot of quantities. Okay, so now in this particular control, this setting is telling me this indicator controls whether serial numbers can be maintained in the decentralized warehouse management system. See, but if you see, so this is applicable to decentralized warehouse management system. And now if you see, this is grayed out, okay, for us. But if I select a decentral WM and press enter, see, all other fields are grayed out, okay, except the distribution mode and serial numbers. And I really think that, SAP should, instead of decentralized here, they could have, written decentral. Okay, because sometimes what happens is, okay, people tend to confuse this word with the decentralized extended warehouse management. Okay, so please note, this is not decentralized extended warehouse management. Okay, like we have embedded and decentralized, this is decentral WMS. Okay, so anyways, till people like trainers like me are there, so we will be clearing the doubts, no problem. So decentralized WMS. So what it is saying, this controls whether serial numbers can be maintained in that decentralized warehouse management system. Set this indicator if you want to maintain serial numbers. In this case, you should ensure that at organization level, the serial numbers are unique across the system boundaries. In the SAP system, there is no cross-system check of serial numbers entered. See, once it is out of the SAP system of the client, there is no check. Okay. Make sure that the settings for this indicator are the same in both central and the decentralized system. Any questions, guys? If not, then please go on mute. Okay. If the materials you use in the decentralized system are subject to serial numbers, you should set this indicator so that you can adjust serial numbers when changes are made to the delivery quantity. Such a beautiful concept. Okay, so yes, we do not have the decentral WM in place, which I told you, right? I will try to create it, or replicate it through a logical system, but not sure because I do not have one access actually. Okay, in this training server, so I did create a, see, I'll show you, I did create a partner profile, ls, selling system. Okay, something like that I did create, but and here I had this WM, like normal WM. So what is this WM TOCO? This is WM transfer order confirmation. Okay, so in normal WM, what we are doing is we are sending WM TORD, IDOC. That's an outbound IDOC. So that's a transfer order that we are sending. Okay, it's similar to like what we just sent it to EWM right now. Okay, we sent a delivery, right? And on the basis of that delivery, they were doing picking, packing, or put away if it is an inbound. So similarly, when there is a local WM, oh sorry, the normal SAP WM, and we have a decentral system for that, say Manhattan or JDA. So we sent a transfer order, TORD, and they sent us back a transfer order confirmation. So I did try to, see, uh, replicate this, but later down the line, I was not having one of the access, I remember. Okay. But yes, again, we will try. No problem. Okay. Or otherwise, I will connect with my server provider to give me access for some time. So that's it, guys, for the first setting. Okay. And we will save it now. Any-
Hello.
Yes, tell me.
Yeah, one question. Suppose we have not activated that checkbox delivery split indicator
Yes.
and my delivery get distributed to EWM. Is there any option to change delivery quantity or something?
You're mixing two things, brother. Delivery
Yeah.
split indicator is a concept that we were discussing yesterday, and
Yes.
delivery change is something different. So delivery split, as we already, stumbled upon yesterday, we were not able to see that delivery split happening, right? It's on the
No,
basis of
delivery change. Yeah. Suppose our delivery get distributed to EWM and
Hmm.
we not activated delivery change that you told now at that time. We suppose we not activated that checkbox, then we can able to change quantity or is there an option or we can't change the delivery quantity.
I do not know the answer for that.
Okay.
Yes, but you can write it as an open point for yourself, okay? Because this is a genuine requirement, okay? Actually, a very good question, okay? So I'll just write down your question here. Maybe we will try to. Very good question. Okay, this is a practical usage. So if this setting is unticked and delivery, have you seen such a practical issue in your client?
Yes.
Okay, is distributed to EWM. Okay, what? I think you will have to raise a note. I'm not sure. What options are still available? What options are still available in SAP to change the delivery quantity in S4HANA or EECs? Very good question. Thank you. So
Thank
this
you.
is, yeah, excellent. I really appreciate, such kind of inquisitiveness. So every one of you, that's a good point. Okay. You also can be, free to ask such questions. We never know, where we will get some ideas or where we will, branch out. Like a day before yesterday, some person asked, like, why are we having the storage location assignment to, like, all the storage locations we are assigning for inbound deliveries, because we always receive on ROD. And how beautifully we branched out from that question to such a fantastic process, right? All these things that we discussed here came out of that only, right? You remember, guys? Any one of you were there day before yesterday? So don't be shy, okay? Feel free to question, okay? Because every one of you is unique, okay? Your thinking is unique. We never know, where will we get the next idea from, okay? That's why I have kept this, discussions open to everyone, okay? Everyone is welcome here. Even if, for people who are not attending this live, if your friends are, attending YouTube videos later in the day, please ask them if they have any questions to, comment on that YouTube channel, okay, on those videos. I will try to see, what we can we do. Chalo. So this setting is done. Okay, configure SAP EWM specific parameters. What is the next setting? Let's open our master sheet. DB. Okay, generate distribution model. This is a very important thing. Okay, generate distribution model. /o/SPE/OL19. What is a distribution model, guys? It's basically some kind of methods, okay, that are put in place for copying the content of the deliveries in your S4HANA and sending it to EWM. Okay. So suppose you are now creating one delivery, inbound delivery in your ERP. Let me show you. If you are, let me open just any inbound delivery. So this delivery, if I open in the LIKP and the LIPS table, the delivery tables, there will be lots and lots of data, some of which might not be even applicable for EWM. Okay. I have not actually debugged the code for those methods, but yes, there are some data that can be filtered. There is some data that could be enriched. Okay. Before we send, okay, before we prepare the final file and send it to the EWM. So all these filtrations and enrichments happens in the different methods that we create here. Okay. So right now for my warehouse YOG, okay, so this is the ECC warehouse, okay, 3 digit, 3 character logical system I have to place. Okay. This is for the EWM system. Okay. Whenever I'm doing the setting in the ERP or the S4HANA, the logical systems I will mention of is the destination, which is the EWM. If I am doing settings in the EWM, okay, the logical system I will specify of the ERP. For logical system and technical sessions, okay, you can just browse any YouTube video. You will get lots of free content. Okay, I am not interested in sharing that knowledge because I also don't know, to be very honest. I have configured this once, okay, but 6 months back, but now I have forgotten. And this is just a distribution model view, EWM. I will just select, any model view that is there, okay, and we will try to create entries. So what it is saying, please pay attention, guys. First is the save replica, then is a delivery change. Then we have a save replica, delivery change, request changes. And then finally we have stage EWM parts. Okay. So let me try to explain you here. How is this distributed? So distribution model. Okay. So insert shapes. The first two methods that you see, okay, shape fill, no fill, and shape outline. So the first thing that you see is the two methods for inbound delivery. Okay. So this is for inbound delivery. Then we have three methods. Okay. Now this is very important. Okay. So this is outbound delivery. And the last that we see, okay, this is for production staging. Any one of you who is not aware of what a production staging is? Should I elaborate a bit on this or should I just proceed ahead?
Please elaborate.
Yes, elaborate.
Okay, so production staging is like, for example, if we want to manufacture any goods, okay, in the morning you prepare tea. Do you prepare tea guys?
Yes.
What ingredients you use?
Tea powder,
Sugar.
sugar,
Sugar, tea powder, milk, water. Okay,
water.
4 items. Now, what you do for those 4 items? Where do you keep that 4 items? Okay, so you place a pot on the gas, right? First, what do you put inside the pot first?
Water.
Water. Okay, and you start boiling that water. Okay, and then maybe put a ginger. Now, for everything, what I do, I will tell you. Okay, so first I will get the water, okay, in a jar, okay, which is normally always there. Okay, a jar full of water is always there besides the gas in my house. So that's like a kind of a kanban. Okay, every time the jar gets empty, I just refill that jar. Okay, so that's like a kind of a replenishment. Okay, kanban replenishment. You're able to relate, or should I draw some diagrams?
No, we can. It's fine.
Okay, good. So that is one thing. Then we have two more jars. Okay, I have two jars in my house. One is for sugar and another is for tea, and they both are also placed very near to the gas. Okay, so all these three different water, sugar, and tea are always placed in some bins. Okay, we can say in SAP terminology as a bins. Okay, which can be replenished. Okay, they have some minimum level. Okay, as soon as I notice that the sugar is about to get empty, I will go to the fixed bin. Okay, where it is stored in bulk. Okay, and refill it back. Same goes with the tea and water. The third next two things are the ginger, which is stored in the cold storage now. Okay, and the milk. Now, what you do for these two products, the other three are already available near the gas, right? But for these two products, what you do, guys? Suppose there is a milk in the bowl. Okay, you will open the refrigerator. You will pick that bowl. You will get that bowl to the gas area, which is called as a production area, where the actually production is happening or manufacturing is happening, and you will put that milk first into some cup. Okay, just for a measurement that how much milk should you put for 1 glass, 2 glass, 10 glasses, and then you will empty that cup into that teapot finally. Am I right? Yes, that is what we do.
Yes, Yogesh.
So this is it. Okay, this is called as a staging. When you are picking that milk bowl from the refrigerator, getting it near the gas area, or emptying it into a cup of measurement cup. Okay, this is actually the place called as a staging. Okay, that is what we call as production staging. And if you read this method name, stage EWM parts. Okay, so parts is nothing but the ingredients in the context where we were discussing. Now for the ginger, what you do, you pick up some ginger. Okay, some handful of quantity, from your estimations how much you need for that operations, or for that amount of tea you are producing. What you do, you get it into what is that called as a small jar, where we crush that ginger, right? So whatever that is called as, you will bring that ginger, or maybe if you have a ginger powder. Okay, then you will just um, use that in a spoon and put it in the teapot. Is that clear now? Staging.
Yes, yes.
Wonderful. Now, if that is clear, I expect one question from my participants. Please look at this diagram and I expect one question. Okay. Just give a couple of minutes. Meanwhile, I'm also trying to find some data on my mobile. Okay. But meanwhile, you just look at this diagram and I expect one question from you. No one?
This is for inbound and outbound, right? For staging.
Yes.
Internal movements.
Inter
Internal movements, you don't need to have a method. That's a good question. Good, okay. Because what happens is there are two ways that the internal movements can happen. Okay, what is internal movement, guys? It's just moving the goods within the warehouse. Okay, external parties are not involved, like the customer or the supplier is not involved. Okay, so what happens is you can initiate that movement within EWM or within the ERP or S4HANA as well. But even if you do that in the S4HANA, definitely if you do with in EWM, you don't need to have this delivery distribution because you are having the document within EWM. But if you are initiating that in the ERP server or the S4HANA server, for that also the same inbound delivery, outbound delivery documents are getting created. Okay, let me show you. Good question. So suppose if I do a MyGo, okay, what is a MyGo? Internal movement. If I do a transfer posting, okay, and say other 301, let's not do plant to plant. Let me do S-log to S-log. One step. Material 250001. Enter. Plant is say PG11. And this is say AFS. And I plan to bring it to ROD. Okay. Batch is also there. Quantity 1. Enter. Let me see if a batch is available. Okay. Let me pick up any one batch. 377. Enter. Check. Okay. Enter batch transfer posting. Okay. And the same batch I will put in the destination. Check. Posting only possible in period this and this. Okay. In company code this. Okay. No problem. PV. JMP. Okay, so this is fine now. Document is good. Okay, let me post it. See what has happened, guys? A delivery, outbound delivery is created. Okay, getting it? If I open this in the
AFS to ROD, it created a outbound delivery.
yes, exactly. Okay, it will not be open in PRDO, I guess. Okay, I'm not sure, but I think it opens up in post some transaction. Let me just try it first. Okay, this. Okay, it will not open in this transaction. It will open in a different transaction. IM underscore PC, I guess. Okay, because it is a posting change. Okay. See, getting it? Are we good, guys? Don't
Yeah.
ignore the red part, okay? Ignore the red part, but at least the delivery is there. See, it is now safe. It is good. Safe. Again, it is red. So, okay, there is some issue. Okay, we will not go into that right now. What is the error? But you got the point, right? Even if I do a transfer posting, which is an internal movement, the delivery only will get created. Now the question, no one is having that question, which I'm planning to, which I'm not planning, which I'm expecting. See, try to see the number of methods. That is a clue now.
The request change is not available in the inbound delivery.
That is, I'm not also sure why request changes is not available in inbound, and it is actually it is neither available in inbound and outbound. Okay, it's a let me open that document actually, delivery document in this. What is the document type? Let me see. Administration. It is a DTRC. It's a posting change. Although it is opening in VL03N transaction, but if you see the delivery type, it is neither EL, which is inbound, neither LF, which is outbound. It's a completely different delivery type document. It's a posting change document. Okay. So did your question is answered? It's a different document altogether. Posting change. That's why the number series is also different. For outbound delivery, it was 84 series. This is 80 series. Okay.
And what transaction you have to use to in EWM system //SCWM PI underscore?
I used CAI IM underscore PC I used, okay, over here.
I am underscore PCI.
I'll show you. I'll show you. This transaction I used, okay. But there is one more transaction, okay. Right now I'm not aware of that. Let me see if I have that.
In IM underscore PC, if we complete that one, then parts will move to ROD, right, Yogesh?
Yes, you're right.
Okay.
Transaction. There should be one file for the transaction codes. Okay, EWM. Not sure.
In Drive also there.
In Drive is there?
Huh.
Wow, good. Thank you. Thank you. Superb.
This one.
So let us see. Monitoring, warehouse cockpit, graphical warehouse layout, expected good receipt, outbound delivery. See posting change. IM underscore DR is for maintain posting change request, and IM underscore PC is for maintain posting change. Okay. Okay. I will not go into what is the difference between posting change request and posting change right now. Okay. But yes, IM underscore DR also let us see. The same thing. Oh, this is not supported in 2022. See. Let us see SE93. SE93 is a transaction to see all the transaction codes. Okay. Please make a note of all these small things, guys. It will be, coming handy to you. You can see here. Okay, this is not supported anymore. Not sure why. Okay. But this is also one. ST also is one. Let us see. This is a different thing. Stock transfer staging request. Okay. So, but your question is answered, right? Once we process that, it will be fine. It will move to ROD. The AFS content will move to ROD. Now the main point was, again, I'm trying to reiterate. Okay, try to check the number of methods. That's a clue, guys. Do you see? Don't you have any question? Okay, how many methods are available for production staging here?
Only one,
How many for inbound delivery?
two,
How many for outbound delivery?
three.
Is that not a question? Shouldn't this be a question? Why two for inbound delivery? Why three for outbound delivery? Guys? Yes or no?
Yes.
Don't assume anything. Or if you are aware, then you tell me why. Because even I do not know. Are you aware? Is any one of you aware why we have two methods for inbound and three for outbound? No, right? Then
No,
ask,
no.
uh, then that's what, don't assume. Feel free and open and don't be shy to ask any question, okay, whatsoever. We don't want to we are not here to, become consultants or architects and try to leverage the benefit out of it in our career. That is something which we will get. 100% we will get, okay? That is a very small dream. We are here to understand EWM from the scientist point of view, just for the love of the product. Okay, are you getting it, guys? What is the intent behind this?
Yes, Yogesh.
Okay, all the small things now, those will be fulfilled. Okay, in consulting companies we don't need that much of talent. Okay, what we are today producing or developing the talent, we don't even need that much. Okay, to get our basic salaries, we are trying to develop our hey, what is this? A participant has set the caption language to English. What is this feature? Any one of you who did this? I'm just inquisitive, to know what it was. Who was this guy who changed the caption language to English? It's fine, okay. I'm just asking because I'm curious to know the features of the Zoom. Okay, forget it. So we are trying to develop our mind engine at level number 10. Okay, to get the basic salaries, we just need level 1, level 5 or 6. Okay, not more than that. So that's it. That is what my intent was. Now I have seen one person asking this question on one of the groups, quite a few days back. And one of the answers was, the reason is we have a new method, request changes in outbound side, only because we have a concept of, let me send this over the email, and then just give me a moment. Let me pause the recording while the email drops in. So see, I just picked it from one of the groups, okay? Maybe 2 months back in one of the EWM groups, WhatsApp groups. This question was asked by some person, and the answer here was, the reason is we have a new method, request changes in OBD side, only because we have a concept of FDO in OBD side. Okay, I'm just trying to understand with you guys also. This FDO is triggered when you click on goods issue at a delivery level or goods issue at the handling unit level, which generates multiple FDOs for each goods issue by HU. Okay. This FDO triggers material document, which is the basis for SD invoicing. Okay. Whereas in IBD side, we do GR at the delivery level or GR by HU level. But EWM does not generate any new document like FDO. So we have an extra method for this FDO in distribution model for OBD. If you work on goods issue by HU, then you will get a clear picture. That is, for each FDO, you will have a GI document and the line item in original OBD becomes 0 in ECC side. Since the question is related to little technical, that is BAPI method, I said FDO. Since when we debug, the ABAP logic is written using FDO for this BAPI method. Anyone understood what this is? It went over my head, to be honest. But I just understood one thing. If we do goods issue by HU, okay, then we can try to see the magic of this. Okay, why we have 3 methods. So, but goods issue will be happening in the EWM. Okay, so at that time, why do we need this? Because this is something that is applicable when we are, processing some data in ERP or S4HANA and sending it to EWM. Or is it possible to do goods issue in ERP? I'm not sure. But yes, save replica and delivery change, these two are same for inbound and outbound. And this new thing, request changes, okay? So there is one more way, okay, we can try to find, okay?
So FDO means full form.
FDO, I also don't know. But I think it's outbound delivery order.
Final
Basically,
delivery order or what? Final.
not sure. Okay, SAP EWM request changes method in
Is
what?
it a document type?
I think so. It can be a document type, FDO. Okay, generating. See, this is the biggest, issue. This is one of the biggest issues that, for such questions, then we don't even get any answers, nowhere, unless and until, we have live people who are there to help. And that is, see, if I'm just searching this request changes, okay, then I don't even get anything. So now the last option is, if we do not get any help, then the last option is to debug. But here also, when I tried to debug, okay, so whenever there is an integration involved, okay, the debugger is not hitting. Okay, so let me show you. So I spoke with one of my friends who is into ABAP. He told he will help me over the weekend, but let's see. So say what I'm trying to say is, if I click on 10 over here, okay, I know before I save, okay, if I activate the debugger here, okay, then it should ideally it should have entered into these methods over here, okay, which we just saw. But what is happening is, with this is a different ABAP methodology. So if I save it, oh, it entered up. But now it is a very difficult thing to, okay, to debug this standard. See, if I press even one time F7, it is simply exiting out. But definitely while this is being done, these methods are getting, hit. So what I will do is the same thing which I am doing, since morning. I will put this as an open item. And I can just write reason why. Let's copy paste. But the real answer for this will only be achieved, I think so, either by connecting with some expert, okay, who is actually aware of this, or otherwise debugging it. I don't see any other possibility. Okay, are we good with this? Org data. So open points, I'll just write generate distribution model. 3 methods in OBD versus 2 methods for IBD. So this is done. So we have to generate the distribution model now, which we did now, I guess. Okay. Now if I just click on check entries, I can see, okay. See, data is correct. So this message, if we are getting, then that means you have generated the distribution model correctly. And what else? This was one more setting. Then let's go to the other setting now. Assign warehouse number to EWM warehouse number. So let's do this setting. Here, if you see, let me, collapse all these things so that, it becomes pictographic memory. So in this integration with other SAP components again, in the last, in EWM, we have this assign warehouse number to EWM. So here for YOG, okay, we'll press enter. And here we have to enter our EWM warehouse number, which we have not created, okay. It's just an assignment, okay. There is no F4 drop down. So EYOG means YOG wala EWM warehouse. That's all. So this is
Hello.
one more. Yes, tell me.
I think this assignment only for decentralized EWM, right?
I'm not sure. Thank you for that. I was not aware of this. Excellent. Great. I just, saw some books of, integration steps and I blindly did that, but I never got, inquisitive enough to question that. But thanks a lot for your, this help, man. Thank you. See, this is the benefit of sharing knowledge. If we share, we get more instead of giving more. So why would this be required in decentralized? If you know that also, you can tell.
I don't know, but I think this assignment we did only for decentralized EWM.
Wonderful. Thanks a lot. So I can write it off. This is optional. Okay. This is only required for decentralized. And this is optional for embedded.
Then for embedded, how it gets determined then?
There is other settings.
Oh, okay.
We'll come to know. Okay. So the next is that define the EWM warehouse and define the warehouse number. So let's view use this function for class and warehouse numbers. Okay. So now what we will do is these two settings are important in the ERP side. Okay. Now I will simply exit out and we will now enter into the EWM node for the first time, the configuration nodes. Okay. So first what we will do is we will simply define a warehouse number. New entries EYOG. Okay. And let me pick out the so first I have just defined this. Second is I will assign it. Okay, so this is actually a very important setting. Okay, here we will enter into the concepts of supply chain unit and party entitled to dispose. So before that, let me create a supply chain unit. There is a separate transaction code for it, and I will also mention this in the create one BP for the as PED and create the SCU.
Yogesh, one question here. So,
Mhm.
so why did you log out? Like, is it not embedded in the same system?
Once again. One second, please. Why did you log out means? I logged out because logged out means there's session EX.
Because he logged in for EWM into a different system, or it is the same
No,
embedded?
no. I actually get confused if I open a lot of sessions. That's
Oh,
why.
okay, okay.
So create one BP. We will first create a business partner. Okay. I already explained you how to create business partners. I also told you about the account grouping and all those things. So what we will do is company PED plant BP. What was our plant, guys? YOG, you know. Bracket में I will write PED also. Okay. I'm not mentioning all the addresses now. Okay, I do not remember that. I don't want to spend a lot of time English, but just save. Okay, so okay, sorry, I did not use the right grouping. Let me create one more. PGBN company. Okay, save. So this is done. Again, we will go into the change mode and just extend it to our company code and purchasing organization. PGDE, enter, not PGD, sorry. PGGE and this, save it, and we first edit the standard address with the error. Okay, what is the error? Postal code. Tick, save. Okay, then we will extend it to the purchasing organization. So now we have our plant BP, which is 500 50081. Now a very important concept of the supply chain unit. So the transaction code is /n/scmb/scu mail. I'm not handy with using the easy access paths and even the SPRO paths. Okay, so everything is in my memory, but I will not suggest you to if you do not have a very sharp memory, then don't rely on this. Try to use the navigation paths only. Someone is asking some question.
Just one doubt.
Yes, tell me.
So here now we created one BP, right? And we selected plant relevant, right?
Hmm.
Is that the final one, or in the middle of the business can we change another BP or like that?
Just a minute. Trying to understand the question. So you are saying that for the plant YOGE, I have created one business partner and I
That
have assigned.
50081.
Yes. And now you want to change that business
Uh,
partner.
so in the middle of the business, suppose after that.
Yes. After 6 months, I want to change it. Okay.
Uh,
Good question. Just trying to understand. So what happens is, if we are using this as a party entitled to dispose, and if suppose we have the warehouse where already the stock is lying, okay. See, I'll tell you what is the significance of this. Good question. Party entitled to dispose is basically the owner, okay, owner of the stock, the plant. So let me change EPG1. Let me just open any inbound delivery. If I try to click here at the item level, okay, there I will see this owner. This owner that you see over here is exactly the plant BP only. Okay. Now suppose there is, and you know what happens is, for this particular now, product, for this quantity, okay, or we can also see in the monitor, I think, okay, where the stock is lying.
Yogesh, can't we create that plant with our own number, like with the plant name?
Surely we can. I did not went into that, but yes, surely we can create, right? Depending on the different number ranges that we assign, so we can also assign a number range which is alphanumeric, I believe.
correct. Alphanumeric A, Z, Z.
Yes, we can do it.
We can do that.
Okay.
Okay, so let me see one product. Okay, for every product, okay, it will tell us, okay, where it is lying, what is the quantity, okay, description of the product and the code, what is the batch, what is the stock type, what is the okay, description of that stock type, and most importantly, it will tell us about this owner. Okay, forget about this disposal right now, it will be just confusing, but just look at this owner. Okay, so what happens is, when is this used? Okay, it is used when in cases of a 3PL. Okay, so suppose if you are having a 3PL company like a DB Shankar or a delivery, okay, there are multiple 3PL companies like Expeditors, RMX, Rulewave, okay, in the market. So if these companies are not holding actually, managing your warehouse operations, so they do have your stock. Okay, they might also have the stock of some other companies. How would they be able to distinguish whether this product, okay, belongs to which company? Are you getting it?
By using PED. Okay.
Yes. So this is the first thing. Now you're coming to your question. After 6 months of operations, when the stock is already lying in that 3PL warehouse, okay, or maybe it is own warehouse also, okay, in both the cases, this owner, you will see. If the stock is already lying and you see all these PED values as this 50001, and suddenly you want to change your plant BP to 5002, in the system, it will allow you to change, honestly. But I do not know how will be the impact, in the downstream, whether some operations, further operations on those stock will be impacted. Not sure. We'll have to test that in the system. Second thing is, how would the warehouse supervisor be able, if he is continuously using this owner field for some things, okay, or if the system has been, customized in such a way to use this field in such a way, okay, and there is some control table sitting in the background, reading the value, comparing it with 500001, and suddenly you make it 50002, okay, there will be a lot of repercussions. Okay.
Thank you, Krish. Thank you.
Yeah, systematically you can change. Where I will tell you. See, SPRO F5. There is one setting where you assign the plant to this party entitled to dispose. I'll take it to that setting. Under the interfaces, we have ERP integration, general settings. Yes, here, see, assign business partners to plant. Okay, here is where you assign this. So you will search for your plant. My earlier plant was PG11, where we were, checking all the stock, okay? And you already saw that, this 50001 is there. Now, if I just make it 50081, system save, okay? It is saved, okay? I can also see this reflected in the map storage locations. This is very important, okay? These map storage locations. Here, if I try to selection by contents, plant, PG11, F8. See, initially it was 50001 only, but right now in the background, because I changed it to 50081, automatically the disposal also got changed. Okay, this is again the same thing. Okay, party entitled to dispose. That means who is entitled to dispose? Owner. Okay, that is something. So yes, systematically we can change. Okay, in the background, like I told you, there can be some repercussions which we need to, which is client specific. Okay, which we are not aware right now.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll restore this back to my original value. So the next setting, assign warehouse numbers. So now what we have done is we have created, now we were trying to create the supply chain unit. Okay, let us continue. So what is a supply chain unit? Basically, if you see in EWM, the warehouse number that we created, we just gave the description. Okay, but nowhere we specify what is the address or other details. So that you do when you create the supply chain unit. Okay, geographical attributes, SCU main.
Sir, if one EWM warehouse has two party entitled to dispose, do we need to do those settings also?
Very good question. Wonderful question. Superb. Settings, I'll tell you. Just a moment. SAP EWM. Wait. Party. See this. This is my blog only, basically. I was also having the same question. What I wrote is, the question actually came through some other means and I got the answer. But honestly, what the scenario is, I will tell you. Okay. Here, for the same warehouse, okay. For the same warehouse, I have multiple plants assigned. Okay. More than one plants assigned. It is possible, huh? More than one plants are using the same warehouse facility. That is possible. Now what happens is, because those are two different plants, like you see over here, PG11 and PG99. I have two different party entitled to dispose, or the business partners assigned to those two plants. Getting it? Now, what was your question? If we have two more than one, what was that? Can you please repeat that question again?
Do we need to assign PED for the warehouse?
For the warehouse. So your question is a bit mistaken, gentlemen. If you observe this, we are not assigning the business partner or the owner PED to the warehouse. We are assigning it to the plant. Okay.
And the other settings are map.
Yes. So this is something different. Okay. Here, what is this? This is a PED. You're right. This is PED. But if you read this, okay, properly, this is default party entitled to dispose. What is the meaning of default? If there are more than one party entitled to see, it is clearly written over here by SAP. If your warehouse number is linked to multiple ERP plants, do not set a default entitled. Okay. Don't set it. This field is not mandatory. It is coming into use. I will show you. Okay. When it will be coming to use. Okay. I'll show you in 1 minute. So let me complete the supply chain. But is your question answered?
Not this one, sir. The other setting where we mapped plant.
It's also at plant level, sir. See here also, if you see the first entry, there is a plant. This warehouse number that is coming automatically in the background. So let me show you. Okay. Plant. PG11. Select and add plant or PG99. If you see both of these, okay, are pointing to the same warehouse. Getting it now?
Yes, sir.
Question answered?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Good, wonderful.
Yogesh,
Hmm.
request, is it possible like for our, what you're creating now also assign two plans?
Yes, 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 it is possible. Now we have created one warehouse, EYOG in EWM, and we have assigned it, we would be assigning it quickly, just in a few minutes from now, to one plant, YOGE. I can
Okay.
also create one more plant, YOGI, Yogi plant, okay, and assign it to the same warehouse. Yes, we can do that.
Okay.
You want me to do that?
Yeah, that will be, yeah.
Okay,
Because-
but we will do that. I will do it that in the background, okay?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And I will show you tomorrow. It's nothing special, bro. Just, because I don't want to repeat this
No
again, the
problem.
plant creation, assigning it to shipping points and all those settings again, okay, on this.
Okay, agree.
So now what I will do is I will simply create a supply chain unit, EYOG SCU, okay, supply chain unit. Now here there is a very beautiful field called as type. So we have 17 entries over here, okay. I do not know whether we can enter any custom entries over here, but I think so, it will be not possible. So what we have to do, we have to tell to the system that the supply chain unit, okay, before supply chain unit, let me tell you the SAP definition. What is supply chain unit? It is basically a physical or organizational unit. Physical, see this word, physical, okay, that is used within a logistical process in a specific business attribute. See, so it is physical nature, that means it is having some geographical attributes. It is specific to some processes, okay. These simple two things. So right now, if you see examples of organizational units are, that means here I have to select 1008 first, okay, as a warehouse. And then I have to create this. Here I have to just, SCU for description. I'll write EYOG warehouse. Please pay attention. This entire screen that you see right now is blank. But as soon as I simply enter the country over here, okay, DE, and press enter, and if I go back to the general screen, my precision will be loaded with the default value 300, which is grayed out. Okay. What is precision? 300 country. Now, if I also add the region 06, press enter, go back to general. The precision has automatically changed from 300 to 400, which is region. Okay. From the country, it has changed to region. Region is more specific, right? Now, because I have specified the region also with the country, the precision has changed from 300 to 400, and all the longitude and latitude is coming automatically in the background. This is a very important concept in TM also. Okay. I do not know anything more than this on these two tabs. Okay. There is a business partner here, but I do not know what it is used for. Let us quickly see. Key identifying a business partner in the SAP system. This is unique within a client. I am not sure what will be the impact or what will be the requirement of assigning the business partner to supply chain unit. I can write it, but I can just mention that as an open question. These open questions, you guys also can, try to get the answers from your seniors, from your colleagues, or maybe if you're already working, if in your client systems, if some business partners are assigned to supply chain unit, you can just try to see what it is used for. Why do we have BP assignment in the SCU master data? Okay, let me do one thing. If I do not remember, oh shit. I'll put this over here. Okay. Everything will, continue to be open here forever. I know. Nothing will be closed because I also don't get time, to do anything after this class or after this, learning discussion. So this is the two things. Alternative is important thing where we will actually specify those, logistical processes. Okay. So here we have to go and create. Okay. We have to specify three important functions. Okay. For this to be operated as a warehouse. First is the goods receipt office. Okay. If we do not select this, inbound deliveries will not be, seen in the EWM. then shipping office for outbound deliveries. Okay. And I think one more, INV for warehouse. And also loading point we can keep, but right now I will just keep 3. Okay. And we have to save this. Is this clear? Supply chain unit. What is supply chain unit? Two things. It's a physical or organizational unit that is assigned to some logistical processes for specific business attributes. Okay. This is the definition of from Rancho's point of view. Okay. Not Rancho's, sorry, that Chatur point of view. Okay. You guys know 3 Idiots movie, right?
Yes.
So if they ask you, then this is something which you can just, vomit in front of them.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. But you got the concept also. So there is some geographical attributes assigned to this supply chain unit, which you assign, which is a mandatory assignment here. Okay. If you do not assign this, you will get that message. Okay. Which we saw when we were trying to process that inbound delivery. See. Now I have assigned now. Oh, wait, I'll show you. What I will do, see, just pay attention. I'll delete this and save it. It is already a chart. It is not having the business attribute warehouse. Okay, so we also needed one more attribute. I think I did mention that. Let me see. I think loading point. So 3 are required mandatory. I forgot one, which was that. Okay, I think loading point only. Or let's see. So what I have done now, I will show you first. Okay, the significance of why do we need to assign supply chain unit? Okay, if I go and change the warehouse here, okay, to EYOG, I'll get the message. See, warehouse number EYOG was not assigned to a supply chain unit. Not only in the inbound delivery, I will get this message in the outbound delivery also. See, same thing. By default, it is taking EYOG in the background and it is clearly telling me this message. Okay. So this is a mandatory setting to be done. Okay. When we are assigning warehouse numbers, we have to mandatorily assign the supply chain unit. Okay. New entries. Again, I will try to press save. Now it is okay. Okay. Now there is one more field called as custodian. Okay. Let us try to see the SAP definition. It is simply a business partner. Okay. That will store, manage, or further process stock for another business partner without the transfer of title. Can anyone try to guess what this custodian would be? By, just reading this and understanding this first line.
Owner of the warehouse.
No, exactly not. This is exactly opposite what you told. Okay, you told owner of the warehouse, right? You are right then. You are right. Sorry. Yes, custodian is owner of the warehouse. You are right. It's basically a 3PL company, okay, which is having the stocks of multiple companies. But this custodian is not the owner of that stock. He's the warehouse owner. Perfect. Okay. Sorry. Got it? Custodian?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Now you tell me.
We have different stocks, right? So warehouse one.
Once again, your voice did not, came through.
Warehouse we have different stocks of different party and title dispose. So this is custody is nothing but warehouse owner.
Perfect. Now, if you just read one more scenario, okay, 3PL is one scenario, another scenario is consignment, okay. Suppose we do not have a 3PL scenario, okay, we have our own warehouse, which our client is managing, but we have the consignment stock, okay. It can be a vendor consignment, it can be a customer consignment. I think during that time also this entry could be coming handy. So if you read this, a customer receives goods from a supplier. So suppose we are the customer. So our client is the customer, okay? And we are receiving some consignment stock. So which will make us the holder, okay? I means I am working in a consulting company for one client. I am referring to myself as the client only. Okay, so we will be holding the stock from our suppliers. but the supplier will remain the owner until we remove them from the consignment. Okay, so this is the concept of vendor consignment. Okay, but here for our warehouse, which we will create in our system, whether we will assign the custodian or whether the supplier in his or her or sorry in its system will assign the custodian. Try to understand. There are two systems, right? Supplier is also having a SAP system, and we as the client, okay, we as the PNG company is also having the SAP system. So in which system will this custodian be assigned? Anyone can try to make a guess?
Yogesh, if possible, can you repeat?
Okay, I'll repeat. See. Okay, this is an example of a 3PL, basically. This is also fine, okay? We can take this example. So this is the parent company, okay?
Okay.
This is a 3PL company, okay? They both have their own systems, okay? This parent company is Estee Lauder, okay? It is into manufacturing of all those fragrances, cosmetics, and everything. Expeditors they are using. This is a live. This is actually being used, okay? Because I have worked for this client earlier, and they do have Expeditors as their 3PL partners. So Expeditors is also a US based company, and now they are having no stock of not only Estee Lauder, they are having of PNG, Tesla, Google, Microsoft. Okay, just for namesake, I wrote all those things. Okay, so this custodian value will be assigned in this system or Estee Lauder system. So we are trying to have the EWM implemented for both. Okay, let's assume that way. One of you is implementing the EWM for Expeditors, and one of you is implementing the EWM for Estee Lauders. Okay. So in which EWM system of which client will we assign the custodian?
Expeditor system.
Once again,
Expeditor system.
Now, in the shipper and parent company, I assign the custodian as a Expeditors 3PL.
okay, let me write it like this: A40. Okay, you just tell me A or B. Start answering, guys. Okay, so let's take a poll. Okay, anyone with A? Answer with A.
I am with you.
Yes, sir.
One.
I am
A.
Okay, two.
A.
A. Just tell me. Okay, so I think multiple 2 to 3 people are saying with A.
No,
Okay.
Yogesh, for A, it means this
Hmm.
parent company will have the custodian as the 3PL. That's the way it should be, right?
Yes, we are
yeah.
trying to discuss that only, but let's try to elaborate. Let's try to brainstorm on that.
Okay.
Basically, both the systems, both the companies have their own systems. Both are having EWM. Okay, and we are trying to have a brainstorming here. In which system, in which EWM system of which company will we create or sorry assign this custodian? Whether in the warehouse of E or A or whether the warehouse of B. So multiple people told me A. Anyone with B? Anyone who says that it is B? In anyone?
No, I'll say it's B.
Okay, so now you try to explain that, what is your thought process when you are trying to say B? Okay, even I'm thinking, okay, while I am asking you. It's not
Okay.
that I know the answer, okay, clearly. Even I'm thinking.
So I'm saying like if now A is the company, okay, where I'm implementing my EWM system, and my stocks are lying at 3PL. So I will mention here the custodian as 3PL in A.
In A, you are saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just told it is B, right? That's why I thought. That's why I asked you. So
Okay.
you are also with A, right?
Right, right.
Anyone with B?
B, suppose if I implementing the SAP in B, then I have to put a custodian as a B only.
Yes, you are implementing SAP in both A also and B also. So that is understood. So you are saying then the custodian. Okay, let's. Then you're saying that the custodian would be specified in the system B, system for company B.
Yes,
Why would you think so?
because we have to tell the system who is the owner of the particular warehouse.
But that is not specified with the custodian, right? Custodian is not the owner of the warehouse, right? It is the owner of the warehouse, right? You're right. Honestly, I will tell you, even I do not know the answer. I tend to get confused every time I touch this topic. Okay,
Yeah.
but many of you are saying A, so it can be A. Okay, but yes, we can keep this open. Okay. I myself, always get confused. But the concept is clear, right? What is a custodian?
Yes, sure.
Okay, ideally it will be blank. Okay, because normally we work for companies which are managing their own warehouse. Okay, but even if we have a 3PL scenario, okay, and I'm not. As I told you, right, I've never worked on an EWM project, so this is just theory learning. So let's keep it blank as of now and move further. Now I will go to this default party entitled to dispose. Here, if I say that I am the owner of my own warehouse, okay, and if there are no multiple plants linked to this warehouse, I can assign this 50081. Okay, what will be the benefit of it? I will tell you. Or better, I will just take the other example where I have already the stock, okay, for the other plant. So I'll just take the other example. Like how this comes into handy. Because if you read this blog over here, okay, which I was showing you before, Mr. Jorgen Pitts has already replied, okay, when is this default party entitled to dispose? He also suggested me not to write this as a blog, okay, but I should have put it as a question, but I could not delete it later, because if you comment it once, you cannot delete it, okay, even if you are the owner of this, if you were the one who originated this blog. Okay, anyways, so lessons learned. So what is he saying, sir, is the default party entitled to dispose will be only used when you manually do something with the stock, like the physical inventory, or as a proposal when you maintain a warehouse product. Okay, so I'll show you now. So now what I will do, I'm trying to maintain a warehouse product. The transaction for that is SCWM MAT1. Okay, and if this is the product, okay, 250000, and my earlier warehouse is EPG1. Okay, and if I delete it, if I press enter now, then it will always ask me party entitled to dispose, not maintained as business partner. Okay, now you see. So basically it just helps us in data entry. Okay, this field, that is one of the biggest myths around this. Okay, if we do not explore. Now if you see, I have not mentioned the default party entitled to dispose over here. Okay, that is why it is not taking by default, and I have to enter it manually over here, 50001. Okay, now I can go into the change, okay, without any error. But what is the benefit of entering the default party entitled to dispose here is, okay, now if I enter this over here, okay, and save it, what it is saying, see, by default it came. You saw this? That is the reason it is called as default party entitled to dispose, this field. Okay, if we are sure that our warehouse is only linked to one plant, better to enter that business partner which is linked to that plant over here. It will help us in data entry, okay, while we are trying to maintain products, while we are trying to do the physical inventory. Is the concept clear, guys?
Yes, clear. So dispose party will always be there, right?
Dispose party will always be there. Where? In this or in this setting? What do you mean by dispose party will always be there? Where exactly are you trying to ask me? In which setting will always be there? Or in general,
In
you are asking
material
me?
master, in material master,
That
when
is. Mhm.
for extension in material, it is also with the material master. It will
Yes.
be also with the material
Yes.
master.
Yes, it will
Okay.
be. Yes.
Okay.
Basically, it's like a kind of a plant only, no? When we
Okay.
are trying to create products, or if you just look at the we always see in what we do slash and MM02. Okay, let me try to change any material. Even if I select, except the basic data, if I select any view, I will mandatorily have to enter the plant, right? Here, plant is mandatory, except the basic data. So that's the reason. Okay,
Okay.
good. In EWM, we do not have, see, again, it is telling, no? Changing the warehouse assignment while transactional data exists, example deliveries, could result in the fact that this data can no longer be selected or processed. See, one gentleman in the morning or just an hour prior was asking, what if I have to change the business partner which is assigned to a plant? Are you there, that person? You asked me that question.
Yes, I'm there.
See the,
Yes.
see the answer here. This is what I told you, right? This might be the cause that the existing data, which is, in sitting in the stock or the deliveries, we will now not be able to process it. Okay. This change can lead to subsequent errors. Getting it? Are you there, gentlemen?
Yes. Yes.
Now let's try to, stop this EWM discussion and let's try to think on some innovation. What is the innovation that we can think? Suppose there is a genuine requirement, that we need to change the business partner assigned to a plant. What you can think of? Anyone who can? I know that this is the error that I will see, but my client insists, no, I have to change. Okay. What is the one thing that we will do? We will clear out all the stock, right? Existing data, everything. That is one thing, right? As SAP consultants or architects, which we will suggest, right? That we need to clear the entire inventory before we change that. Are you with me, guys?
Yes, Rohit, correct.
What other things can we think? Let's try to innovate. Let's try to think of something which we can actually develop as a product. Okay. And then try to leverage it. Okay. Then let's try to sell it. Okay. Let's try to commercialize our thoughts or our thinking. Let's try to commercialize that. What else can we think over here? Come on. The platform is open for ideas. The idea can be small, big, anything. Okay. No problem.
For all the products, we need to assign the new plant. And
All the products we need to assign the new plant.
extend the new plant.
Already that is done. Already that is done. Okay. The requirement here is the client is asking that for the plant which is created, I need to change the business partner. Okay. Because of some reasons. We don't know. We don't want to get into that. But he is insisting. The client is insisting. I want to change the business partner assigned to my plant. And we already see over here that there are some data which is lying here. So as SAP consultants, definitely we will tell them, right? All the existing data we need to clear. That is also not possible. That is possible, but it will take some time. It will take some lot of efforts, right? Now we want to give some innovative solution to the client. Let's try to commercialize our thoughts. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's try to stop here. Try to connect. Okay. Let's use our ideas here. What we can build. Can we build something? We just want to ease out this process. Okay. The requirement is clear. They want to change the business partner to a client. Okay. 100%. 7 days is the timeline. Okay. 7 days, 5 business days. On Monday, they have given you the requirement. On Friday, they want this to be changed anyhow. What is the requirement? What is the reason? We are not going into that. Okay, but this is the requirement. Either in 5 days I slog and I make my team slog to clear out all the data. I get on a call with business and ask him whether we can flush this inventory out, do that, all these things. Whether I do that, or if in the long run, if I want to innovate, what else? And that can be a reusable asset which can be available for all the clients across the world. We can release it, okay, like an open source product, free to use. Think on it. I think there should be something, because I am getting some vibes internally. Yes, I can do this. What I can think of is, I will tell you, okay? Basically, anything that we do menially, or like, not logically, but anything, any task that we execute, we have some sequence of steps, right, in our mind, which we execute. So here, I know this is a task which is quite normal. In real life projects, we do get such changes, okay? In terms of in the form of a ticket, in the form of an incident, okay? We will get such things. Now, the first thing that I will do is list down, go to the monitor, list down all the products, okay, which are having this owner assigned as the previous business partner. That I can automate. Okay, I can write a custom program which will give me the results. Okay, it will store in an internal structure all those different. Then the second thing is I will check all the open documents. Again, that would be stored in a structure internally in the program. Now, for every such thing, what I will do? So suppose if there is an inbound delivery, okay, which is not processed, what I will do? What all
Delete
options
it.
can I do? Can I process it in the system? No, right? If physically the supplier is going to supply me the goods on say 20th of January, on the 5th of January today, I cannot process that delivery in the system, right? So what can I do? This is going into a very weird discussion, huh? Yeah, but this is a very powerful discussion that we are having. So what I will do, I will park this for today. Okay, and I will write this as a not as an open question, but as an innovation point. Okay, so this I will write as an
Yogesh, one question. So what you're saying is you already assigned a plant and you're changing the assignment of warehouse to the plant. Huh? That's what you mentioned.
the person who asked me this question. Can you please repeat the question so the audience here is clear? Gentlemen, can you please repeat your question? The question that was asked initially an hour back. Please, can you do that favor? I think he is gone. Okay, so what the point is, I'll tell you. /n SPRO F5 EWM. There is a setting wherein we assign the business partners to the plant. Okay, here, in this setting, sorry, not this. In this setting, for every plant, we assign some business partners. So by contents, plant enter is equal to YOGE fit. Right now, for our plant, we have not assigned. So let me select the other plant, the one that I am using earlier. Okay, PG11. So this disposal party that you see over here, which is also like the party entitled to dispose.
Yeah.
Okay, client want to change this. Why? I don't know. Okay, there might be some reason. But if you see over here, it is clearly telling me if we change this value, okay, in the downstream, once there is already a lot of data sitting in the system in terms of the open stocks, in terms of the open deliveries and all those things, it is clearly telling me this will become a problem.
All the transactional data only. Yeah.
Yes, all the open data will become a problem. It is clearly telling me. So this would be the one of the innovation items. What else we can do? So the answer is clear. The answer SAP is, see, SAP is not having any questions, okay, or any kind of contradictions around such a thing. They have told clearly that this will be an issue when you want to process your open deliveries and all those things, okay. So this change can lead to subsequent errors. They are clearly saying this, okay.
Okay. Sorry, for disposal party, if we change the disposal party, right? Okay,
Right.
understood.
So I see there are two things now. There is a stock and then there is a delivery. Okay. Basically, these two things are the objects which we want to focus on. What happens is, now I will show you. Slash, I think monitor is already open, right? Monitor, yes. So if I just see this, okay, this one line, okay, one line, this line, and if I simply drag this to the left. So right now for this one line, okay, for this particular, I see the owner as this. Now I change the owner. This can, yes. Now what I will do, I will change the owner, the disposal party. Instead of 50001, I will put 50081. So whether my stock will, or the stock in the monitor, whether that stock, okay, which is not open, okay, which is not in the interim bin, which is actually finally put away, whether the owner will be changed here. Any idea, any guesses?
It will not.
Let me refresh this. You're right, okay. But let me again go to the available stock. Let me check it again. Yes, you are right. Okay, so this is also one thing that needs to be. Now, whether this will cause an issue, if I now try to issue this goods, okay, this particular goods, I try to issue it to my customer. Okay, whether this will cause an issue.
Yes,
Let
because
me,
your default part entitled PED is changed completely, right? So
let me try. Let me not assume. Let me quickly check. Okay, material 250001. See, these discussions that we are having over here, honestly, I will tell you, are not relevant for being a consultant. Okay, it is just for the time pass. Huh? So if you guys are not interested in such like kind of detailed discussions, okay, you can skip this part. Huh? I'm just I cannot sustain my I cannot appease my curiosity without knowing anything. I get unstable in my mind, so I will do that. Sales document, deliver. So for the line item 20, I know that there is a stock with a batch 194. Okay, I'll put that batch as well, 194. Because I am not here to, have any kind of material achievements, neither through this learning sessions, neither through what I will get in my career if I'm doing this. Okay, I'm just here for the love of this subject. I'm just, happy to, I'm lucky to doing this. That's all. So if I see 194, okay, let me filter. Okay, I can filter here as well. Batch 194. And this is what has, really helped me to, stand apart from the crowd. Okay. Although I have not yet, recognized that achievements in terms of any new jobs or in any terms of material things, but yes, from the definitely, the amount of participation I see, I feel that, I am going good. So I have 247 pieces, okay, and I'm trying to issue one piece for this batch. Okay, now let me try to issue one piece. One, save. Okay, delivery was saved and distributed to the WMS. In the background, the business partner has been changed. Let me see if I am able to process this delivery or not. Okay, control F1, create plus save. Error messages occurred, save no. System could not determine source bin. Okay, so I'll put manually the source bin, not a problem. 32A, enter. Okay, and what is the bin? The bin is 32A071. 32A071. Create plus save. Again, error messages. System could not determine source bin. Storage type 32A does not allow negative stock figures. If you see clearly, there is not a negative stock. Okay, everything is available. Okay, let me check the available stock. Okay, so there is one difference in the physical stock and available stock also. So available stock is more, okay, more relevant. Okay, available stock means we will take that, okay, later when we actually enter into EWM. But physical stock and available stock, one thing different is available stock will tell you also it will also check all the open reservations against this product. Okay, so this is a more real picture of the stock. So it is available, guys. See, it is available. Still, it is telling me that the system could not determine and it is not allowing negative stock figures. It is all because of that party entitled to dispose. Now let me restore the party entitled to dispose back to this, okay, and save it. And now let me go back again in this delivery. Okay, /n CWM F8 control F1. Okay, create plus save. Okay, I'll put the bin manually. Default values 32A 32A071. Create plus save. Okay, still it is giving me the error. Now it is giving me a new error converting the batch numbers. So this is a completely different error. So I need to work on my test data. I don't know why it is. Okay, error converting batch numbers. I have not seen this error before. So to be honest, this is quite a good question that was asked by the gentleman, and definitely this is possible in the real world also, when the client will not only this business partner assignment to plant, but there can be some any other changes also which will necessitate the clearing of the inventory, or which will necessitate a lot of data to be cleaned or cleansed, okay, before those changes can be done. For one example, I remember in one of my projects, normally what they do is for clearly remember, they want to change some attributes of a material master, okay, but the stock is existing, and then they need to clean all the data first. Has any one of you encountered such an issue or such a requirement from the client? Please pitch in, guys. No one?
Yogesh, not like in EWM, like in WM.
Yes, normal. I'm not talking about EWM. Anything like
Yeah, because like what they say, right? Like they'll have multiple for us, like based on different location, room something, right? They maintain as warehouses. So then they say, okay, the already existing stock in that warehouse, they want to move to the other warehouse. So in that case, we need to move all that to an IM location and then again reconnect it to the other warehouse. So that way we have done.
Wonderful. Okay. So definitely there is a need for such things wherein manually you have to do a lot of activities. Just give me 1 minute, guys. I will be back. There is some urgent call. Just give me 1 minute.